All right. Okay. There's gonna be a gate that's gonna be open. Get right to it, man. February 2nd. February 2nd is also what? Super Bowl. Super Bowl is gonna be a gate. You don't have to be there or in the area. You got or the vicinity of the place. You can do this from your own house. Um, okay, this is like all right. It's called Walpurgisnacht. Walpurgisnacht. This famous holiday, familiar to everyone who has seen the original Dracula film or read the Bram Stoker novel, is a pagan festival that begins at moonrise on April the 30th and is still celebrated in many parts of Europe today as their version of our American Halloween. Actually, these 2 days are both pagan festivals of great importance, being two of the cross-quarter days that subdivide the zodiacal year. The other two cross-quarter days being August the 1st, Lammas, and February, Mbala. You can look those up. Go to Google, and I'll look both of those up, and they do deal with those 2 days too. Also, how they do celebrate. So we only have they celebrate those that day. It was April the 30th. And we have you have October 31st, so it's like two Halloweens for two different parts of the world. The quarter days are therefore the two solstices and the two equinoxes. Together, these 8 days form the principal calendar of our European pagan ancestors. On Walpurgisnacht, May Eve, the 30th day of April, the great bear hang from his tail. When they say the great bear, they're talking about the Big Dipper, pretty much. So that's what it pretty much is. It is dealing with that. They call that the great bear because it's like not like, but with Set and Osiris. They say it's almost like they cut the like the penis off. So like it's like if it's a bear or a bull that's stuck in one area, and it can only go round and round in a circle, just like the Big Dipper does. It's almost like you've been cut off. So you can't even exercise any parts of the rest of your body because you can only go in one circle. So that's pretty much what the symbolism of the Big Dipper is. You know, it's like to gain or to grab a hold, but mainly that's what it in past times was. It's meant to because the symbol you actually see the Big Dipper. It goes in a circle throughout the day, the whole 24 hours on the North Pole, on the North Pole, and it goes around in a 24-hour circle. In the daytime you can't see it, but at night you can. The great bear hangs from its tail in the sky at about midnight, and thus is an ideal time for the performance of the Necronomicon-related mysteries. But as this system is not make sure you can see everything I'm reading, zodiacally structured, there are no days more perfect than others, only times of the day more perfect than other times. The gate can be opened on any day. A total solar eclipse occurring at a time when the great bear hangs from its tail would be a particularly powerful time, as day is changed into night at a time when the gate is open and the stars are visible for a short period. During such a time, care must be taken to open and close the gate before the end of the eclipse. A gate left open after the eclipse is over. After the eclipse is over, is a gate that cannot be closed until the next day of the same time. when invoking demons from the Necronomicon. 24 hours is a long time. So, right here, during the time when the star Thuban in the constellation Draco was the pole star, the vernal equinox took place in Taurus, so the great bull, the sign of the bull. This constellation is noteworthy for many reasons, not the least of which is that the Pleiades, a cluster of 250 stars, can be found there, as well as the Hyades and the bright red star Aldebaran. Aldebaran. The resemblance of this odd group of star clusters, and individual stars is a bull is not obvious to a modern observer, and were it not for star maps that show how the ancients perceived this constellation to be arranged, it would be virtually impossible to identify it. One cannot help wondering if the constellation was so named for a reason other than its appearance. Okay. All right, now you can see the Big Dipper itself. Okay, you got a celestial gate, northern bridge, red one, the underworld, true one, essence of yin, and clarity of yang. All right, the Big Dipper showing the Chinese terms of the pace of you and the planetary symbols of the ritual of the walking. So let me show you how it correlates with the Super Bowl. All right, as you can see right here, this is the symbol of the crossbar, or they kick the field goal through right here. So what does this symbol mean? Okay, let me get right to it. HEKA shows this same symbol accompanied by a hieroglyphic depicting a cord twisted 3 times, which would be what? The snake that goes up your spine. Okay, but watch closely here. That the bull and the spiritual double, the Ka, HEKA, that is both the essence and the occult power of an individual, whether peasant, king, or god, are somehow reflections or manifestations of each other, is an idea that cannot be readily denied. The word for occult power in Egyptian is rendered HEKA. The Ka syllable identical in hieroglyphic form to Ka, the double. It is a pair of upright raised arms, thusly. So when we watch these, like I just showed you the time on February the 1st, they said 2 days, 1st and the 2nd. You're gonna have those gonna be on those powerful days. So whatever you're trying to get accomplished, if you want something to do for that day, you can do it. Because definitely when you watching, they have millions and millions of people watching that Super Bowl, you can be doing whatever if you have something you want in yourself to be done, you can do it. Because I didn't understand that years past, but over time you start to see it over and over. So like the last 3-4 years, like 3 years, I haven't been watching football at all. I used to be like a football enthusiast, just like stats, all that. I just been into other things instead of watching football. What I can tell you is you can do your type of ritual, whatever you want to do. Mention your ancestors or family members you had, and then in your own time, you can do it. You can do whatever you want. They're going to be doing their own rituals. So that's what I would tell you. So this I was just reading previously about, this is your DNA, and it's like your DNA going up your spine. So it's your spiritual double. That's what the Ka means. Hence, my name is Toka. And it's something I kind of came up with that name over, like, it's like a play of words on my real true name. So a while back before I even got this book. But it's a spiritual double. The Ka is both the essence and the occult power of an individual. That means your hidden power. The occult means hidden. That's the other word for melanin. Okay. All right, I'm going to read this last part for you, and it's going to be it. With HEKA, magic then have the meaning for the ancient Egyptians of a binding up of the Ka, or spiritual double, of a person or a god. And is not this power somehow linked to the sexual power represented by the bull, the other Ka? If so, the image of a tethered bull, and we talked about that before, how they had the Big Dipper, they call it that, but it's called the Great Bear in past times. So remember I tell you how the tethered bull is just like he's cut off, so you can't really move but in one circle. Okay. All right. As in the bull's thigh, constellation suddenly takes on a new meaning as a graphic depiction of, let me make sure I get it right, depiction of a supreme magical act, and the performance of magic becomes nothing less than a tethering of the power of Set, the celestial bull. Your lower self raises up, and it gets to your pineal gland if you're a melanated person, and it'll work. But some people's, everybody has, every person has melanin in them. Some, they just have lower usage, I'll say usage, and also lower percentage inside of them, so they don't have as much. But they use, a lot of people use like the power of money to overtake people. If you can get past that, you'll have a bigger awakening coming for you. Once you get past that, it's like they can wave money in front of you all you want, but if you know your true potential or true power, then just watch it unfold in front of you. All right, that's all I can tell. That's all I can. I wanted to show y'all that because it's something that was very important to me. So February the 2nd, trust me, they're gonna be actually doing their actual thing. They've been doing it for years. So now you see the symbolism. When they kick the field goal and it's good, or if it's bad, just showing you same thing. That's why they have the pylons. Pylons are in Egypt or Kemet. You know what I'm saying? So it's like the helmet, everything, all those things in football it correlates to ancient Kemet or Egypt. So just look at it as that and become your own star. Peace.